Hey everybody, welcome to a culinary, it's Cooking with Dan, let's just face it. Hey, I'm Luca Paris, this is a Culinary Journey, and my co-host and good friend Dan Mitchell's with me today. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great. I like the sound of that. Cooking with Danny.
Cooking with Danny.
So thanks a lot. No.
Yeah,
Someday.
take it away.
Well, in case the radio thing doesn't work out, you know.
You never know. You go, guess what? You get paid more on the radio.
I'm not getting paid right now?
No.
Oh, it is like the radio, so that's good. That's good.
Well, we have a great show. We're going to do comfort food, Dan. We talk about that all the time on the
Yep.
air. We're going to do macaroni and cheese, so we kind of got that New England feel because Dan's with us. And then we're doing lasagna, the two comfort foods that have to do with pasta and cheese, right?
Sounds good. Actually, you say New England, but I learned how to make macaroni and cheese from my great-grandmother who was from Sweden, so I don't know if macaroni and cheese is...
Maybe the Italians.
And I mean, it all comes, I was going to say, it all comes back from the Italians anyway, so...
Well, here we go. It's a whole show about what Italians invented with Dan Mitchell and me, Luca Paris. So don't go away. Your culinary journey starts now. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Luca Paris. This is
Dan Mitchell.
There you go, WKBK Radio.
That's right. 28 years in June. So,
Really?
Yeah.
28 years. I do 10 years here in this town now.
I hadn't thought of that, but about a third of the time that I've been on the radio, you've been with me.
I've been with you. Every Thursday morning, 9 to 10 a.m., we do a cooking show called What's Cooking with Luca. And now we do What's Cooking with Dan on my show.
I think it's only fair.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So every Thursday you can come down here and do your own show.
We're in the negotiating phase as far as that's concerned.
There'll be no cameras. You'll just be by yourself.
By myself. Well, sort of like when I'm at home.
Exactly. Well, Dan, what we're going to do is we're going to make macaroni and cheese and
All
lasagna.
right.
Two great things. Now let's get the base for the macaroni and cheese working first. So I need you to cut some shallots.
How
'cause
many
we want
of
to
them
add
you
some
want cut?
one shallot cut small dice. Yeah.
Oh, easy. Boy,
All right.
Getting kind of bossy there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I do. It's that kind of thing.
Hell's Kitchen 2 or something.
Well, Dan's going to get that ready because what we're going to do is we're going to create the sauce and the pasta both at the same time. Undercook the pasta, put it into the sauce, add all the cheese, and then pop it in the oven and let it finish that way. The other thing we're going to be making today is lasagna and lasagna rolls. So what I do here is I have this nice dry lasagna sheets. Now when you're doing lasagna rolls, one of the things you want to do is find these small thin sheets with the wavy on the outside because these are the perfect size for our lasagna rolls. We're going to actually fill it with ricotta and then fold them over.
And those are the uncooked or non-pre-cooked, right?
These are uncooked lasagna sheets, and we're just going to get a couple in there so we could get...
How's that?
Looking good, Dan. Great job. All right, so we're going to get some oil in our pan. And we're going to actually there you go, a little bit of oil. And we're going to saute those shallots in there. You get those in there. Now what I'm doing is I'm building a lot of flavors. Now most people do well, how do you make yours at home? Do you do your roux? Do you do just cream or?
No, I make like a roux. Yeah.
You do?
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make a roux, but first of all we're going to season the roux. And we're going to give it a little bit of salt and pepper. You got a couple more, perfect. And then the shallots just add more flavor.
Don't like to waste anything, you know.
No, good idea. Whoa, those shallots got right in my eyes. Woohoo! All right, we're going to do that. Now we're going to turn this down because the one thing that'll happen with the roux is it'll actually burn or overcook, and we don't want to do that. We need just a little bit of butter. How about I use your knife, Dan? No, how about you use your knife?
Oh, well, you said me. How about like that?
Yeah, that's good.
Not like that?
Oh, yeah, that's even better.
No, you don't want
There
that
you go.
much, do you?
There you go. Throw it in.
Really?
Sure.
All right.
Well, we're putting milk, butter, and cheese in here. You think that
Yeah, a little bit of butter. All right, all right.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to let that butter melt down, and at the same time, I'm going to watch over here. Now, the cheeses we have, no Velveeta. I'm sorry about that, Dan. We don't
You had promised me. I have the email. You said Velveeta.
You know what? I actually wrote it on my list, and my staff wouldn't let me bring it. They told me
Because they ate it on the way here because it was so
it's
good.
so good. All right, so this is the pasta we're going to use. It's called cavatappi, right?
Cavatappi.
So cavatappi means corkscrew in Italian. So basically, it's a corkscrew pasta. And these are the lasagna sheets.
Now, do you put salt in the water?
Yeah, salt's already in the water. Always have that a little bit in there. And our butter's cooking down. We're going to be adding our roux to that shortly. So shallots, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and of course the butter. Dan, I think that's too much butter.
You're the one who told me to use that much.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't have to listen
Now
to
what
me.
do
The
we do
only
with
time
that?
you listen to me
I'll
is
give you
right then.
$2 if you eat that.
Do you really?
Right there.
That's more than it usually. It doesn't take me. I eat it for free.
No, when you cook the noodles, do you cook them a little more al dente because they're also going to cook when they're baking?
Exactly. That's what you want to do is make
So they're
sure
not so mushy?
you don't overcook them, and that's going to be your job in a second to get those going. So here we go. We're going to be making our roux, which is basically a combination of flour and a fat. We could have actually made the roux just with the olive oil if we wanted to. You can still do that, but this is going to be a great
Now, as far as
combination.
measurements, you didn't really mind how much butter you put in, how much flour. It's sort of equal, and at this point, when you're just adding flour, you can just do it till it's the right consistency, right?
Right. So it's equal parts, right? Well, when you want to be careful, though, you don't want to overcook it. So what I do is I tend to, as I know it's hot enough, I'll shut it down, and then I'll just keep stirring. And look at that. It just makes a perfect roux for us. So if I made this really dark, what could I start with, you know? What could I make if I made this a dark roux to start?
A dark roux? What could you?
Gumbo.
You can make gumbo or netouffee or something like that.
Etouffee, exactly, right? So that's
Cajun.
the way it goes. Now the thing with roux, and we've talked about this on this show and many other, when you have a warm roux, you add a cold liquid. If you want to thicken a hot liquid, you have to have a cold roux. So you could save this. You can actually take this roux, save it in your refrigerator, and thicken any sauce you want with it. Here what we're going to do is we're going to turn this back on and add our milk. And this is a little heavy cream and a little bit of milk with it. And we're just going to let that now cook down. All right?
But there's no real clear measurement here. That's what I was kind of wondering about.
You know
so
what?
you're just kind of eyeballing it. And
That's what I do. And I think that's the most of the old-time recipes. That's what it's always been. It's just kind of eyeball it. Because you know what's going to soak up here? We're going to add a lot of cheese to this. We're going to add a ton of pasta to this. And our pasta's just about ready. What we need, hey, what do you do when you don't have one of these? There's one for me. There you go, Dan. You're in charge of making sure this gets cooled off. How's that?
all right. You mean
we
just
go over
all
there?
on my own?
Dump it yeah.
Or can I run outside? Or
Okay.
you want to do?
Could you just dump it
All
in
right.
there?
All right.
And he's a chef. He's a chef of his own radio show. And Dan, you got to make me some room because we got to get the lasagna sheets in there too, buddy.
You're getting a little bossy.
I am. Here, you can put the pasta on here.
Jesus,
there you
like
go.
my wife or something. Not that she's bossy.
Did you
I
just say
think
your
we're gonna
wife
need
was
to edit
bossy?
that. No, I said your wife was bossy. All right, so
All right,
I'm pouring
so-
this on the plate.
What are we doing?
Is that what I'm doing? Pouring it
What
on
are you
the plate.
doing?
Do you want this on the plate?
What on the plate? Yes, I want that on the plate. All right, so our roux and our cream have made this almost like a paste, almost like a really good paste for that, right?
Okay.
Now we're going to add in all our cheeses to it. This is going to be really rich and creamy. How much cheese
And
do
what
you
kind
like?
of cheese?
That one is a blend. It has some Munster, Swiss, some American, some cheddar. And then I'm adding some Parmigiano and a little bit of mozzarella. A little bit of everything.
So is this what you would call an Italian macaroni and cheese?
No, this is a Dan Mitchell special.
Okay.
This is just for you, Dan. Look at that. Look at this thing is going to be nice and thick. Now I need the pasta. Where's the pasta, Dan? We're going to add a little mustard, and we're going to add the pasta. Just push it right in.
Well, some of it'll go in.
Oh, all of it's going to go
that's-
in. There you go.
All right.
No measurements. We're totally doing this by eye, and maybe we'll get it right. And we're going to just fold in the pasta. And what I'm going to do to the end of this, you see how rich and thick this is? We're going to add a little bit of cream to this. And you watch when it bakes together, it's going to just have incredible flavor.
Now, do you add breadcrumbs or anything like that on
Well,
top?
I would if I remembered to bring them to the
Okay.
show.
All right.
But since I didn't, what we're going to do is add some parsley near the end. It's going to be rich and creamy. And now this is where I add the rest of my cream. Hopefully I have enough of it. And we're going to pop this in the oven. And we're going to let this kind of settle together. And we have all our flavors that we need. This is also great if you put some ham in here, right?
Chunks of ham,
Chunks
sausage.
of ham work in here.
And as far as the consistency now, because it's kind of thick, but because it's going to bake down, and there's also a fair amount of moisture in the cheese, right?
Exactly.
You'll get some of the liquid that you kind
It'll
of
start
expect with
working
mac and
around
cheese.
that. So let's get that in there. Those pans that I have, these silver diamond pans, the handles, the heat goes up to a certain temperature, probably 500 or 600 degrees, so I'm good when they're in there. If you don't have that, you get just a regular
Like a Dutch oven or something like that.
Yeah, there you go. So you're all set. So we're going to get this out of here. We're going to start getting cleaned up so we can make our lasagnas. Macaroni and cheese in the oven. Looking good?
Looks good.
All right. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
I'm a lion.
Yes, you are. Come here. Let's see how this looks.
Hey, how's my little horse?
She's a lion.
Yes, she is.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
Why do people think there's more disagreement in the state legislature than in most families? My brother and I argue about everything, even which TV show to watch. Mom says our elected officials debate important issues every day, and they may argue too, but in the end they compromise, and that's how the best decisions are made. Sometimes it just takes a little give and take to find common ground. I guess it's the same in the State House as it is in my house. It's okay to argue, as long as you're willing to compromise. You know, like when you want to see the Jonas Brothers, but your brother wants to watch SportsCenter. And you end up compromising and watch the new PBS special with your parents. Am I missing something?
Learn more about how compromise works by logging on to www.representativedemocracy.org.
Want me to do it?
Yeah.
And we're back on the What's Cooking with Danny. I couldn't remember what you called it. I'm sorry, I don't have cable. Is that a bad thing? Can I say that, Lee? I don't. I haven't watched much TV lately.
You haven't?
Yeah.
You listen to the radio, though.
About half of a Red Sox game, usually the first half.
Yeah, never watched the last
second half.
inning. Yeah,
Yeah,
not recently, right?
No.
Well, we're back on our show, and we're doing lasagna. We have some mac and cheese, bacon in the oven, and we're going to finish off our lasagna and lasagna rolls, which are kind of easy way to make lasagna if you want to just have them ready.
How is that different than like a manicotti, which is just sort of like the stuff,
Absolutely,
the stuffing?
absolutely nothing different.
Okay, all right,
So yeah,
all right.
but we're using what we call lasagna sheets versus a flatter manicotti sheet, which would be a lot thinner. You would actually make this a little bit thinner. So let's make the ricotta stuffing for this. We need some ricotta, mozzarella, and Parmigiano cheese.
How much? Am I just?
Do it
How
by
much
eye.
was it?
Do
Huh?
it by eye. Yeah, not all of it though. No, I'm kidding.
You said by eye. Jeez. Is that a good?
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Am I doing this my way or your way?
Yeah, we're gonna do it our way. We're gonna
All right,
make it
wait,
together.
we don't have a way.
But-
That's, when you start saying that we have a way, then it's,
We're going to put a little bit of sauce in the ricotta.
See, I don't do that.
You see, you know why we do this, Dan? Is because we want to soften it up just a little bit, and we want to bring all the flavors all the way through. Why not? And then we're going to put some cheese. Yeah, I just get you started and then work it in.
You're really afraid I was going to screw this up?
Yeah, definitely.
With too much.
And a little mozzarella. Go ahead. You mix that up.
All right.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah,
you want to
always do
season,
that.
right?
I add garlic
and then,
usually, yeah.
Yeah, a little roasted garlic.
Now, do you add egg? Because I add egg.
You know what? I don't add egg because I think it's going to be thick enough the way it is. You don't need a little egg.
So you have these gigundo chunks of
garlic.
You didn't want those ground up or anything? Cut up?
You know what to do with them. Just chop. Just push really hard and you'll chop it up. And then we're going to add some parsley to this.
All right.
If you all notice, my cutting board is now on Dan's side. He has cutting board envy. I'm going to steal this knife right behind you, right, buddy? Go ahead. There you go. Most houses don't have to cook this close to each other. Did you notice that? How close we are?
Again, no comment.
Well, you always put me
how's
on.
that look?
This is that's perfect. This is the closest we actually ever are because you always put me on the other
You're
side.
on the
of
opposite side.
Yeah, on the radio show.
It's a little weird though too because we usually do have beer or wine or something when we're cooking.
Oh, ooh.
That smells good.
Yeah, a little bit of parsley in there too, right?
All right.
All right. So the beer.
So that's the filling.
Speaking of the beer,
Okay.
you should work on that. I'm gonna take this out. For
Hey,
a
we're
time.
both off camera at the same time. Wow.
Yeah. Well, now you're not off camera. They're actually following you.
Okay.
So
Organic beer.
Yeah. Oh. Is that an oxymoron?
I don't know.
It's like organic Velveeta.
Where's the beer pong table?
It's
could use this
it's on
thing.
the back. We could do beer pong off of here.
Oh, good. Now
Okay, this
people-
show just changed dramatically.
When you're in the restaurant, all of a sudden, Wait What, Luca, what's beer pong? Luca, what's beer pong?
Yeah, they'll be asking me. Oh, you mean my guests?
Well, it's more of a college
Not my
thing.
staff.
But you didn't go to college. You went to culinary school, so they don't play beer. What do they play at culinary school? If they don't play beer pong.
They play beer pong,
Twister.
trust me.
I'm sure it was cool. That's where you met your wife, right?
Yes, that's what made it cool. All right, Dan is going to be making lobster rolls. Lobster rolls. What made me say that? You're going to be making lasagna rolls. I'm going to be making a full lasagna.
All right.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so what are you going to do next?
I don't know.
You got to get lasagna sheets.
Do I take these ones?
Take the ones that are, yeah.
Right?
Those are perfect. Okay, so these are the ones we cooked off. We did them a little bit al dente, right?
Okay.
So here you go. You're going to roll them up. While he does that, what I'm going to do is just basically in this little pan is break up my lasagna sheets. You could do individual ones if you
Do I
wanted
roll them
to.
the long way like this?
No, I think that's a little awkward. But that's fine.
That would work. Do you want the organic one or the non-organic
I don't care. I'll take either one.
Okay.
At this rate, I'd take just about anything.
That's too much stuff.
Yes, it is. Now, the whole idea behind putting what you do into the lasagna roll is not to have too much in there, because you can make a bunch of
enough?
these. Yeah, and what you could do is go halfway down, Dan. So that halfway down the roll, so this way you don't go all right, stop right there. Now cut that one off. Now you make them nice and small. If you make them small, they're almost like
Do you have to seal them with anything, or they just?
No, what we're going to do is this. We're going to take a little sauce on the bottom of your pan over here.
All right.
Here you go. And spread that around. Ta-da.
Oh, is that too much?
No, that's
Nope,
good.
it's
Spread
good.
that around.
All right.
And then what we're going to do is put the folded part, or the part that's attaching it, because
How did that sound on the mic, by the way?
That sounded really good, I think.
okay.
You do it again, we'll see what Lee does. The starches and the gluten that are in here are actually going to fold. It's going to hold this together, so you don't have to do any sealing. So you put that inside your pan, make up a bunch of those, leave me a little ricotta. Sounds good? You're all set?
Sounds good. We're good.
All right. So Thursday mornings, that's when we're on.
Does this kind of remind you, though, of when I tried to make the raviolis? And
Yeah, the story.
and then they all fell
you need
apart.
To tell
and
everybody
it
about
made,
that story.
I tried to make these seafood ravioli, and I spent all this money on the ingredients and crab meat. And Luca said, get these, what was it I used? Wonton wrappers.
Yeah.
And I put them together, sealed them up. My wife said, wow, that's expensive, all that stuff. Oh, it'll be good. And I threw it in the boiling water, and you neglected to tell me I needed to freeze them first, so they all fell apart in about 1 minute. And so when it came time to serve my wife, she's like, what's that? And I'm like, well, it's sort of like a seafood soup with pasta.
So
And she goes, that's terrible. And I said,
the difference between what he's talking about and what really happened was we did a demo that day, earlier that day, and we made these, and I actually told the whole audience that they should freeze these first. Someone didn't listen to me because he was too busy working on the other stuff in the show.
what's that?
Exactly. Can I use some of that?
I'm whipping these babies right out.
You are. So I'm doing a more traditional way where I'm just kind of putting some ricotta in a pan.
It's like I work at Chef Boyardee or something.
Yeah, that's really Italian. Is it? What that Italian guy tell us? Was that Italian?
Actually said that's Italian-American.
Yeah. Now there's a difference. There really is a difference. One of the cool things we do on our show is on the radio is we talk about all different types of food, which is a lot of fun. And we talk about the difference between Italian-American cuisine, or the cuisine that's more known in Italy as Southern Italian cuisine, that kind of got changed a little bit based on the ingredients that were available here in the United States. Now lasagna has evolved a little bit, but basically this is the traditional lasagna, where it's layers of pasta and cheese. We learned not too long ago that the original lasagna was from the Roman times, where they used something like a pita bread, and they put vegetables in between. And because the Romans, or the Roman emperors, any of them, as they got older, they didn't have dentists, they didn't have dentures, their teeth would fall out, right? So they wanted something soft, so they baked the bread with the vegetables in moisture, and they cooked it down until it became nice and soft, and that's where we got.
So Italian cuisine, I wasn't listening completely there because I'm concentrating, but
Hello?
basically a lot of Italian cuisine is because Italian
We
people
lose
didn't know
our
how to
teeth.
brush their teeth.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there you go.
wanna
That was pretty much the gist of it. I'm so glad we could help you out on that
So
one.
you would never hear anybody talk about an old-time Italian dentist.
Because
apparently
there
they
weren't
didn't have
any. Although they probably invented that too at some point.
My kids, when I cook sometimes, they ask me why I do the Three Stooges. You know what the Three Stooges is when you cook?
No.
When you're doing something like this, busy work, maybe some of the people, the crew, what Curly would do when he's making something. What's he do? Yeah, exactly right. See, they know. Well-educated staff. They too went to culinary school.
They went to Three Stooges school.
That's all right.
How are we doing over there,
There's a
Dan?
difference. Not bad.
No? All right. What's
Hey, were they supposed to be the uniform size?
No, they were supposed to be whatever you want.
Good,
them
because
to
I'm
be.
not unrolling them, because
Okay.
I'm looking at them now.
You do one
One
more?
more and roll
How
them
about
out
one
in the
more?
pan.
And then we'll top it. My lasagna's in the oven. Now we're just going to wait for Dan.
All right. Lonnie. No.
Go ahead, do it again.
What's that? I could do these in my sleep. That's
There you
pretty
go.
good. How's that?
But aren't those nice? I mean,
Yeah.
now what you could do with these too, Dan, is you could, when he's made them like this, instead of baking them right away, you could freeze them. You pop them on a sheet tray, let them freeze, then put them in a plastic bag,
Oh.
and they'll freeze just the way. Did that one fall apart?
That's good. But I notice there's no meat in here. When you make lasagna, there's no...
You can put meat in it. You
Okay.
can put anything you want in them, actually. You could make them vegetable-based. You can make them, but here you go.
All
You
right,
take
thanks.
that.
All right.
I'll top these little guys with a little bit of sauce and a little more cheese.
Now, how long would you bake those for?
We're going to bake them for about 15, 20 minutes. Really simple. When we come back, they'll pretty much be done, but we'll just get a little bit of sauce. Not every day you have a wine decanter as your sauce decanter, too. But it saves room on our stage.
What are we going to make next?
Well, this is it, man.
This
We
is
got-
it?
This is it.
Only 2 things?
There was 3 things.
Can I create
actually.
something?
Do you have
I have some
stuff
stuff.
with you?
Yeah, maybe.
I knew you would. How about we do this? I'll get this in the oven. We'll see what Dan came up with, because I'm scared. He did tell me he had a surprise for me. We'll see that.
I
put
knew that
this in.
if we're running a little short, I brought some stuff in case we need to make some stuff.
You know what, Dan? Even if we were running long, I'd help
You're
you with
slowing
that.
down
Yeah,
right now. This is how
Let's get this in. When we come back, Dan will make his own special treat. Don't go away. You don't want to miss this. You're scaring me.
So I asked my uncle, what's a special interest? He says they run Washington. He said they're groups of special interest in getting bills through Congress or the State House. So I said, I'm a Boy Scout, and our supporters help make a difference by educating elected officials on issues. Does that make me a special interest too? I guess my uncle thinks the Boy Scouts are helping to run Washington. Am I missing something?
Learn more about American democracy by logging on to representativedemocracy.org.
What's that? I don't know. Something I kind of made. Ooh, what's it do?
What do I do? Well, thanks for asking. I ring my bell and I like to dance. What do I do? Well, thanks for asking.
Ow! Yeah, it still needs a little work.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
And we're back on What's Cooking with Danny. I'm really getting used to the sound of that. We
I
have
think
made...
I lost my career.
Quiet now.
Sorry.
Stop interrupting. We've made a thing that resembles macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese pie.
Is that what it
That's
is?
what it looks like.
Is that-
It's pretty good.
We made a lasagna.
And these amazing.
I don't remember making the whole lasagna.
I made it. You were busy.
Is that what you were doing when
That's
I was
what
doing
I was
this?
doing.
I thought you were just talking.
No. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And then
we made Italian rolls.
these,
No,
well, Italian rolls.
that's right. No, these have teeth.
They do.
We made lasagna rolls.
Look at how great these came out. These are perfect. Little small lasagna rolls. Hey, Dan, pass me that plate. See?
But
Ba-da-da-da. Now, you were saying something
Yeah, I'm gonna
about
make-
you want to make
well,
something for us?
last time I was here
Yes.
in the episode, I think it only aired a couple of times on Cheshire TV.
I think it airs more than my
this
regular
week.
episodes. Yeah.
So, but you had a chance to taste Velveeta. You
Yes.
did actually taste it that show.
I did, and I
it's
always
one of
will,
those
yeah.
New England foods much maligned by you and all the other graduates of culinary school. So there's something else I always mention on the air too that I grew up eating, and this was something that was a staple in my house. Didn't have a lot of money in our
Woodchuck?
house, and
Woodchuck?
No, that's when we're going to do the grilling show.
Oh, okay.
That's barbecued woodchuck, and you don't have the spit to cook the woodchuck. But I've got the ingredients.
I'm really
All right, here's your
scared
first.
right now.
Here's your first clue. All right.
Okay,
Bread.
bread.
That's pretty simple, right?
Oh, I know what I'm going to eat. Oh, no.
No, when I was a kid,
I'm going to have peanut butter and Miracle Whip on the show.
on a sandwich,
On a sandwich.
and the Miracle Whip, if anything, works as sort of a lubricant.
Yeah, for car motors,
Is
maybe.
that the first time that word's ever been mentioned on this show?
No, probably not.
Welcome to Late Night Cheshire TV. Today we're talking about lubricants.
You even bought new stuff for me.
Yeah, well,
What'd you go and get it on the way?
It was in the cupboard at work. It's been there in like our emergency kit for about 4 years.
Oh, it's an emergency kit.
I didn't say I was eating this.
Oh, okay.
But the peanut butter, what's the problem if you have a peanut butter sandwich? A lot of times the peanut butter gets all stuck to the roof of your mouth, right?
I've never had that problem. I use jelly with it.
Well, see, when I was growing up, we couldn't afford jelly. No. So,
oh man, I'm scared. Really?
So
Miracle Whip and peanut butter? This is supposed to be good?
And it helps so the peanut butter doesn't stick. It was sort of a lubricant, and yes, it's very good.
You know,
Miracle
if Food
Whip
Network
is made
ever
from
sees this, I'm never going to get on now. I'm in trouble.
All right. So then a little peanut butter, a little more than that. And the combination of flavors, the intricate, you know, subtleties and saltiness of the peanut butter and the taste of artificial.
Whatever it is.
Well, this is light, so I'm not sure, but you want it cut here? I'll cut off the.
Yes, thank you.
Crust.
I was just about to say I want the crust cut off.
Because you're from New York, and that's where most of the babies of the world come from. So, Yankee. Oh, you're a Mets fan.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
Now, this is a culinary journey.
It's gonna be. There's a napkin right there.
Be
honest.
I
I'm
don't
open-minded.
want to. Okay.
Oh, trust me, I'll be honest.
Okay. It's not
the
that
things
bad.
I do for TV. That's all I have to tell you.
Hold on. Yeah. A little extra on there. All right. No, see, that won't be a fair taste comparison.
The show's going to end sometime.
Here.
Dan, what are you doing?
I'm trying to help you out here. Go ahead.
I'm eating the whole
Down
thing.
the hat.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Good. I guess I'm closing the show. Luca's meals all this weekend free at Pasta. No, this weekend, well, and they'll probably air this episode like every other weekend. Free wine, too. So, come on, you know that's good. You know that's good. Has anybody else ever had peanut butter and Miracle Whip sandwiches?
And they shouldn't.
No, because I just made it up. No, as a kid, we ate these all the time.
Thank you, Danny. Oh. I can't believe I just had
I'm probably
that.
not getting asked back because you forget, you know
You know
it's
what?
either going to be the woodchuck or the pork chops and tomato soup.
I'm all about the woodchuck. He just made it so that I want to have the woodchuck.
Well,
how's that?
Well, it has to be seasoned. I hit it with the Kyle last night, but it's not quite. You got to hang them and let them bleed for a while.
Lasagna,
That didn't
macaroni,
come out
and
right.
cheese.
When they're dead, it's like when you shoot a deer. You got to hang them for a while so the meat seasons.
All right, we got to
And
go.
the teeth fall out.
Okay. And they end up, no,
the
we won't even
woodchucks.
go there. We're going to stop the show right now. Dan, thank you. I'm going to be tasting that all day. We thank you for
Did the peanut butter stick to the top of your mouth?
It's all over. It's like everywhere in my mouth. Trust me. That didn't lubricate anything.
Oh, I didn't say it lubricated that part. I was just saying. You'll feel healthier tomorrow.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. We definitely need to go because we'll try some of this food at some point, Dan. Thanks, buddy. You're the best. Hey, catch
Miracle Whip.
Catch Dan and me every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock on WKVK 1290 and 104.1. Great stations, and we're going to have a great time every Thursday talking more like this. He makes me laugh all day. We'll see you next time on A Culinary Journey.
Thanks a lot, Luca. Thanks.
That's crazy.
Admit it, it's good.
No, there was nothing good about it. You can make it for everybody else.
It's good.